Hey everybody and welcome to the stream. We are continuing our Disney costume shop. So excited to build this mock and to hang out with you. I have worked last time on the foundation of the building, and I think today we're gonna go up to the first floor or ground level floor, depending on where you live. If you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, you actually have multiple channels that you can choose. My main Lego channel on YouTube is Lego, not Lego. It's youtube.com/brickpriest. So on Brickpriest on YouTube, you can find all my Lego related stuff. But I also stream this on my regular YouTube account because usually we talk about a lot of things. So if there's anything on your mind, anything you would like to ask me or you would like me to discuss, then by all means, let me know in the chat. I can read both your comments on Facebook and also those that you post on YouTube. So I've done a little bit of prep, just like last time. So here on my left is another table, another desk where I prepared at least 20-25 steps. So we should be able to get to advance quite quickly. And then maybe, I don't know, depending on how far we come, maybe I'll have to do some sorting for the rest of the session. Let's see. Where are we going to go first? I might actually. So I'm using. That's the great thing. I've got these digital instructions, and of course you can zoom in. That's what I love about having this thing on my iPad. Can't do that. You would have to use like a magnifying glass if this were paper. Wait, there's one last thing that I want to do. Oh, I see some people joining the stream. So feel free to introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from, how life is in your part of the world. Always nice to hear from the people that are watching. I think we are going to put this right here. Oh. Well, that's interesting. No, it's okay. And this one. And I think I need another corner. Let's see. Go. I'm so glad that I have a bit more time now for this kind of stuff. Because for me, this is the quintessential, Christmas holiday pastime. Building Lego. It's a luxury that I rarely allow myself to indulge in. So I'm now building the entry to the costume shop. And in case you want to see the previous steps, they're up on my Brick Priest account on YouTube. And then these bricks going here. And I've already mentioned before that this is a mock, so it's a modification of an existing Lego set, the Disney Castle. And this Disney costume shop is designed by a Dutch Lego enthusiast. And I have to say, so far, the experience has been amazing. It's so incredibly well designed. It feels like I'm building a real official Lego set. It's very easy to follow, and there are some very nifty techniques already in this early stage of the build, so it stays interesting. Hey, Gabrielle. How's life in Rhode Island? I heard on the news that there's some really harsh winter weather arriving in the United States, or maybe it's already there. Of course, it kind of depends where you live, but I heard that in some states they're even warning people to stay inside because it can be so cold that there is a risk of hypothermia. None of that here in the Netherlands. The temperatures have risen for the past 2 days now, and it's a very mild 10 degrees Celsius. So I can almost go outside without wearing a coat. Nah, just kidding. But the difference is massive. It's very. Last week it was so cold, also in the house, and Ooh, that's an ambulance. That's how Dutch ambulances sound. I guess that's different in every country. I thought I saw in a on the what is it, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. He made fun of our sirens, our European sirens for police sirens and he thought it sounded cute. And I never had that association with this sound. Worried about Santa. Big storm. 38 degrees. How much is that in Celsius, 38 degrees? It's always a good time to read a book and watch a movie, right? No, I can just ask Google, of course. Let me see that. How much is 38 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? No, I was
30
asking.
degrees Fahrenheit is equal to minus 1.111 degrees.
No, it's 38, right? 38. Oh, that's like still above freezing point. That's not too bad. All right. Little decoration greebly stuff. So today I sold my car. And there's no return possible anymore. That is, the car is 22 years old. So it's really end of the line. And they're going to pick it up one of these days. And it will be recycled for parts. Just like some droids in Star Wars. After they've slaved away in the mines of Kessel, or the Kessel mines. In Oslo, temperatures can have been down to minus 20 degrees. Oh my gosh. Snow everywhere, and now it's a lot warmer. Police ambulance sirens in Norway sound like what they do in the United States. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. In Norway, must be beautiful in the snow. It's one of the countries that I've not yet visited, but it's high up on my list. I've never been able to convince my friends that that is a country that we should go to. So I always go on vacation with 3 other priests. And I've been advocating for Norway for years now, and I constantly get the same reply. Yeah, but it's only nature there. It's like only nature. That is, for me, the reason that I want to go to Norway. But my colleagues always want to go visit museums, and they want to learn about history, and they think Norway is boring, which was like, you've never been there. How can you say that? And what's boring about nature and about a country that is as beautiful as Norway? Maybe I should just go by myself. Hey, Lauren. Thank you. I'm having a calm Christmas. No plans, no visits, just 2 masses in the parish here, one on Christmas Eve, one on Christmas morning. And then I am on my winter break. For the first time in like 20 years, if not longer. I've never taken a vacation after Christmas. But this year I am going to do that, and I am looking forward to it. Maybe I'll travel, or maybe I'll have a staycation, or I'll combine both. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing some video games and watching some movies and just snuggle up with a book. I always like the cozy times and the cozy winter times. Hey, GB. Up early in Los Angeles. Because it's 8 hours earlier. 8 or 9 hours, I think. And right now it's... What time is it here? 5:30. So that's 17 minus 17 minus 9 is 8. So it's 8:30 where you are. What would be a good place to travel to if I were to go to Norway? Is it Oslo, or is it easy to travel around actually? Because of course the more you travel north, the more stunning nature becomes, but also more remote. So I have no idea how remote it is. Especially if I were to go by myself. I don't want to get stuck in the snow in the middle of nowhere. But maybe I watch too many movies. I don't know. All right, we're adding some flowers to the entry of the costume shop. Let's see. I think we put it there. Nice. Very nice. Happy Thursday to you too, for you. And Merry Christmas to you, Raven. Thank you, Gabrielle. I'm glad you think I deserve it. I always have trouble convincing myself that I deserve it. I always feel like I have to work when I have time off. Create YouTube videos, and it's a bit of a bad habit. The board of the organization that allows me to do this work, they told me explicitly this year to take a break. So I'm just following orders, and I have to tell myself that because I've always been my own boss, and I'm a harsh boss for myself. I don't take good care of my personnel, which is me. Whoa. Okay. What just happened? Okay. Oh. But I'm still very much debating where I should go. All right. Because ideally, I'd like to go to a place where it's not as cold, so I can also recover a little bit health-wise. But then my immediate thought is, well, why don't I go to Italy? But in Rome, it's actually not that warm. And I've been to Rome so often, and I always like it when I'm there. But maybe I should challenge myself a little bit more and go on an adventure. So I was thinking maybe I should go to Spain and take advantage of that time to teach myself a little bit more Spanish. That will always come in handy later on. Other options would be to go to the US, much farther away, of course, but I have quite a few friends in the US, and I always miss them. I barely ever have the occasion to go there for a bit more for more than 2 weeks. But that would be very last minute. And then also still on my to-go list is Japan. Love to go there. Korea. But that's not something I can organize in such a short time. Plus, if I ever go there, I want to be a bit more prepared so I can film a documentary. But if you have any suggestions, by all means, let me know. A combined Nordic trip in Norway. The southern parts are easier. Yeah, it's easier. And the combined Nordic trip, is that something that you just like it's an organized trip, or I have no idea how people get around. I think the highway system is pretty good, but then I'd need to rent a car. And how are the trains in Norway? Is there a good train that goes north-south? I love trains, and it's very kind of relaxed. A relaxed way to travel because you don't have to you don't have to drive yourself. That is interesting. Okay. All right. Fascinating. Yep. Seems to be the thing to do. All right. Next. Have you ever been to New Zealand? Yes. Oh, don't mention New Zealand because I so want to go. Like, if I could go there tomorrow, I would go. I'd pack my bags, leave you all, and go there. And stay there for the rest of my life. But yes, I love New Zealand. I'd love to go back. And I've told myself, you know, I should go back more often. It's pretty expensive to travel there. I was looking at at tickets, and it's between €2,500 and €3,000, which is a bit above my pay grade. So if I were to go there, then it would have to be for work, so I can I can add it to a production budget or something like that. Or like the previous times that I went to New Zealand, it was actually for a couple of talks. So I was invited to go there, and that was also very cool. But I had a time of my life. I think the longest I was in New Zealand was 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks, 10 days, which is really way too short. So next time I go to New Zealand, I want to go for at least a month. Hello, Winter Purple. From the Philippines. Welcome. That's so cool. And Margot's there now too from cold and rainy Maryland. And Tim wants me to come to Florida. How is winter in Florida? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it stormy? Do you have tornadoes? I've been to Florida once in my life, and it was only to visit Disney World and Universal Studios. It was so different from what I expected. Big, huge. I mean, it took forever. We took a car and drove from Atlanta to Florida. It was such a long trip. These distances for someone from the Netherlands, where it's like super, super tiny, you can be anywhere in the Netherlands within 2 hours. In 5 hours, I can be in Paris. And 5 hours is basically what a lot of Americans drive to their local supermarket store. Oh, it's such a whole different country. It's massive. All right. Oh, we need 2 of these. Okay. I only got 1. The Philippines is the Mexico of Asia. That's the first time that I hear that. In case you folks aren't familiar with that, it's somewhere between Japan and Indonesia. Well, of course, we know. It's past midnight. Yeah, I'm surprised that you're up. You guys are usually ahead of us several hours. So I rarely have people, especially when I'm streaming at this hour of the day, I rarely have people from Asia or from Australia. Maybe New Zealand, like super early in the morning, but no, I don't think it's possible. Because it's like, it's in the middle of the night there, I think. Let me see. What time is it in Wellington?
The time in Wellington, New Zealand, is 5:38 a.m. on Friday.
Okay, so really early birds could be up right now. I don't expect them to log on and watch a stream if it's that early. Let's see, another one of these. Never been to the Philippines either. Trains are so insanely expensive here. Short trips aren't bad, but longer trips are much more costly than flying. Yeah, that's the problem with the United States. That entire country is so dependent on cars. Yeah, it's a pity. Even for regular groceries, you can't get anywhere. There are no sidewalks in a lot of towns. Like even small villages will have like 4 lanes for cars. 4 lanes. Here in my village, we have 1 lane, and you have to kind of wiggle your way around the other cars because everybody is on a bike anyway. So, yeah. Oh, wait. That one should be the other way around, I think. Isn't it? Yeah, that one should go there. Interesting. So, okay. And it's funny because when I grew up, the movies that I watched, all the kids were always on bikes. Think of E.T. So I figured, seeing these neighborhoods where it's all very nice and trees and like it was such a disappointment when I went to the United States and then everybody's always in the car. Because that was not what E.T. promised me. Okay. A little surprised here by this build, by this part of the build, but let me double check. No, it's one. I did it correctly. Okay, I'll just trust the process then. Next, we're going to make a nice staircase. I love it. Finally going to go up in this building. About time. This Christmas will be the coldest in 33 years. 32 Fahrenheit in Orlando. Wow. 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that considered to be cold? Maybe for Florida it is. I mean, if you go to Boston or Colorado or the northern part, they would probably walk around in their swimsuits around with that temperature. They're swimming. Is it trunks? Yeah. Biking is biking is very dangerous. I'm following an American expat who lives here in the Netherlands and on TikTok. And so he posts these videos. It's a lot of fun for us as Dutch. So he shows a street, just random street, and then he's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe what the Dutch are doing. Look at the way they organize this, and look at this, look at that." And I was like, it's a street. It's a bike lane." And he is like, "Oh my gosh, this is incredible." And then he also posted some footage from when he was back in the United States. And that's how I discovered that in a lot of these towns, it's actually very dangerous. Even for pedestrians, it's super dangerous. And the sidewalks just can stop. Like you're on a sidewalk, and then all of a sudden there's a big pole that blocks the sidewalk, and then you have to go in on the street. But the streets are like four lanes. Everybody is driving, speeding. Here, the maximum speed in villages is 30 kilometers per hour, and so that's very slow, but that makes it a lot safer. All right, and this. I don't know what it's going to take. I know in some cities, they are trying to implement more bike-friendly infrastructure. And that's totally possible. We did it in the Netherlands. The Netherlands didn't have this kind of infrastructure 30 years ago. But of course, it's more, it's our government that has made it possible. We, of course, voted for for politicians that were in favor of, helping us ride our bike safely. I hope I did this correctly. And this. This looks kind of nice as a technique to make a staircase. Circular one. All right, so where does it go? Oh, wait a minute. That's what I'm missing. Here. Now we're done. All right, so where does it go? It goes right here. Ah, that's why. Okay. Cool. Ah, I love it. That is so well done. Oh, wow. Oh, and so it blocks. Oh, wow. This is really well done. Look at this cute little staircase. It's just glorious. It's right here. So it goes up the stairs to the first floor here above the side entrance. Nice technique. Pretty late in... Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm missing some of your comments. My apologies. Father, have you ever wanted to or tried making a Gundam set before? I have been thinking about picking up that hobby next year. A Gundam, like a Lego Gundam inspired set? I didn't even know that they existed, or something. Or do you mean something else? I have to say, I'm still relatively unfamiliar with Gundam. I have to study it because of my YouTube channel, of course, but I haven't had the time yet. I think I watched part of a movie on, was it on Netflix, where they summarized the first season of the television show. And it was nice. I liked it. All right, so... this and that. Right now, the only anime that I'm watching is Chainsaw Man. And that wraps up next week, so I'll probably do like a season 1 analysis and review. I've also been reading the manga on which it's based. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Much deeper than I expected it to be. If you read between the lines, because it's it requires a bit of an analytical effort to distill what I think is why that show is so interesting. But yeah, there are two general lack of time to create more videos about that. Hence, what was I going to say? Therefore, it's a good idea that I have some time off, so I can have some more time for my hobby projects. Oh, that's where it goes. All right. Good. Good. Considering the Spanish history and the official religion and the people being ethnically related, as well as the weather, the language too is very close. Just finished the Kenobi series. Maybe I missed... Oh, like you were referring to Japan and Indonesia. It's kind of in the same corner of the world, of course, and there are always overlaps in culture. And I'm glad to hear that you finished the Kenobi series. What did you think? Disney Plus is great. You're thinking of Canadians. Pretty late, but I just subbed to Disney Plus. Oh, you have some catching up to do then. What are you all watching on Disney or on Netflix or Prime these days? Any tips? Cars making right turns are absolutely terrifying when you are on a bike. You know for sure that they are not looking out for you and won't even see you. Yeah, it's probably also something that you should teach people in when they take driving lessons. You can fail your driving exam here if you don't check, double check, triple check for bikes. Yeah. All it takes is one generation. But I don't know if the political will is there because the car industry, of course, is very powerful. And the United States politics often are highly influenced by the lobbyists from the various companies that would like things to stay as they are. Where does this go? Oh, there. I just hope that a few of these cities where they are accommodating bikes a little bit better, that those will ultimately give proof of concept. You know, like, oh, we want that too. And then everybody gets excited, and that's how changes will occur. Has to come from the people. Cars like to honk whenever they see a bike on the road. Seriously? Why? That's just rude. Funny thing is, I'm not Catholic, but I was drawn to your channel because of the movie reviews you do. Well, that's great. I hope to always be welcoming to people of any background. We have our love for Star Wars and movies in common, and usually that's enough for to have a good conversation. So glad you enjoy what I do. I always do movie reviews also on my podcast. I'm not sure if you've already looked at that one. I realized yesterday I finished the Christmas episode of my podcast. I posted it today, and I realized I've totally forgot to do a review of Black Adam, which I had skipped in the movie theaters, and now I'm glad I did. But I watched it the other day, and but I totally forgot to review it. I would just probably make DC fans super upset anyway, because I was not very happy with that movie. Go here. Interesting build. And then this one here. And there we go. Did you ever get one of the Lego Land of the Rings, Lego Lord of the Rings sets they had a few years back, Father? No, unfortunately not. I picked up a few minifigures, but the sets, no. I heard that they are going to do new Lord of the Rings sets next year. That's super exciting. And I think if they do Lord of the Rings sets, I'm definitely going to get them because the quality of the sets has gone up so much at Lego compared to a couple of years ago. The only thing I hope they're not going to do is to do what they did with the Harry Potter series. Like a lot of the Harry Potter sets that came out this year are play sets. They're for kids. And especially the modular Hogwarts castle, not the big castle. I love that one, but that's micro scale. But they did regular minifigure scale Lego sets, and I think they're hideous. They're so awful. So I hope they're not going to do that with the Lord of the Rings. There are rumors that there's going to be a very expensive set, but it's going to be Rivendell. Now that would be something I would be interested in. Like a beautiful, like imagine a Rivendell set in the same vein as the Hogwarts castle micro scale. That would be fantastic. Oh, I don't think my bank account is gonna like me. On the other hand, I just sold my car, so I save a lot of money next year just by going everywhere by bike. So maybe I will have some extra, some spare cash. Oh boy. But yeah, usually I don't buy sets full price. I always wait for a good deal, or I also buy a lot of sets secondhand. But something tells me that oh. Wait a minute. Huh. Oh, I spotted a mistake here in the instructions. There's a brick missing. Oh, no, there's not. I wasn't looking closely enough. Gundam building is model kit building. Yeah. In fact, there is a geek store in the nearby town of Ede. And I noticed, I visited that a while ago, and they had a ton of plastic model kits from these Gundam mega droids, whatever they're called. And I was surprised because I had no idea that that was a thing. I used to do that sort of building, those projects when I was a kid. But I'm not that much a fan yet of the whole Gundam franchise. I think to do something like that, but well, next time I'll take a look. Have you watched Star Trek Prodigy? Yes, I have. I love it. Star Trek Prodigy is amazing. I'm actually very surprised that in a certain way Star Trek Prodigy feels more like classic Star Trek than for instance Discovery does. And I just love the homage to Voyager, and then there's so many cool rewards for longtime fans. In this case, often means always. This place is just nuts. I assume you're talking about the United States. All right. Speaking of Black Adam, I have the detailed figure of the villain. It's awesome. The villain won because now Black Adam is over. Maybe, yes. What was his name again? It was this kind of this devil type of figure. My issue with the Black Adam movie was that the side characters were all a bit bland, a bit generic. So there's something going on here with this part of the building that is not entirely. Hold on. Why? Ah, that's what I thought. Okay. Let me up this a little bit more. Okay. This requires some very precise positioning. There we go. More or less. Hello, Grim Crescents. Thank you. And Merry Christmas to you too. Hope you are going to have some really nice days there. Sabak. Oh yeah, Sabak. I remember now. I was immediately thinking of the card game, the Star Wars card game, which is also Sabak. I think in Star Wars you call it, you pronounce it Sabak, and here it was Sabak, right? But it's over, yeah. I felt that Dwayne Johnson, normally I really like him. But in this movie, I think he miscast himself because he helmed this whole thing. But it just didn't work for him. I loved him in what's that last movie that he did with the Jungle Cruise movie? I thought it was brilliant. It was so funny. And he works best when he doesn't take himself too seriously. So you get that Schwarzenegger vibe, you know, like in the later Schwarzenegger movies, he would often make fun of himself. And it was a kind of contrast between kind of the bulky bodybuilder, strong guy, and then at the same time, self-deprecating humor. That's what I liked about previous roles of Dwayne Johnson. But in this movie, he's so serious, and it's like it's very much one note. There's nothing. There's no variation in his delivery, in the way he acts, and yeah, it all becomes so kind of generic. I didn't care for any of the characters in that movie. Gabriel finally watched Black Adam this past weekend with some friends. We laughed the whole way through, so for that was entertaining, but such a messy film. Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, it's like a popcorn movie, but I was surprised because, you know, DC is not in. It's not doing really well right now, and this felt like such a superfluous movie. I'm not surprised that they asked James Gunn to do a reboot. I think it's the only way. They have to start over. Because what they were doing right now is like it's totally nonsensical. Just none of these movies interconnect, and a lot of them are just poorly written and poorly executed as well. I was surprised that a number of scenes in Black Adam, they didn't look very good. The movement of Black Adam himself was like a rag doll. Looked like something out of a video game. Surprising for such a big budget movie. But it's probably just because they underpay their special effects people. And yeah, the whole thing felt rushed and unpolished. All right, we've got some doors here. Cool. Ah! There we go. Door number 1. And door number 2. Whoa! Okay. That was hard. All right. Yay! Oh, they're misaligned. What? Oh boy. Oh, it should be up. Okay. Let's see if I can get these here. Should be it. Maybe this one? A bit lower? Okay, well, we'll tweak it later. Yeah, the whole Gundam building looks like something I don't know if I have to choose to spend my time on Lego or like model kits. I'd probably go for Lego, also because of it's got a broader appeal. So I can share it with more people. Okay. Looks like we're gonna put up some walls finally. Nice. Starts to look a bit more like a house or like a building now. There you go. Awesome. Rock got tiring after G.I. Joe. That was the last decent movie he did. I have not watched G.I. Joe. I think he was actually quite funny in Jungle Cruise. I laughed. Which maybe I just have poor taste, but I thought it was just hilarious. Okay. Okay, so this. How does it work? We have this and then like this. Nope. Strange. Wait. Oh, wait. This is not the right one. Oh, wait. Hold on. This is what I need. There you go. Ah, okay. Right, and that one should go... Where does it go? Here? Ah, okay, I see. There you go. Ah. Cool technique. And then I've got this shield. Where does it go? Ah, on top of this. Okay. All right. Maybe that's the wrong shield, but we'll figure it out later. There will not be a Batman Beyond movie. No, no, no. I'm sure they'll bring back Batman, but they're going to do first a Joker sequel. And maybe they'll... I think they're... Didn't they just greenlight a sequel to The Batman? But I don't think it's going to be in the same shared universe as the James Gunn DCU. It'll take them some time to recalibrate because we still have to wait for the Flash movie to come out. They want to make their money back on that one. What a disaster. Plus, you've got Shazam. And Shazam is still part of the Black Adam universe. So those are just remnants of their old choices. And, well, I don't blame them for trying to still get some viewership for those. But it's kind of sad to know that even though we're still going to watch 2 more movies in the old universe, it's over and out. Henry Cavill is out, won't come back. But on the other way, it's going to be exciting to finally have a shared DC universe that does have a long-term vision, which was sorely lacking. All right, a pumpkin. Interesting. All right, so we put a pumpkin on the desk. And then there should be something that looks like a receipt, but I couldn't find it. So I'm just going to put a blank white tile there, but maybe I lost it somewhere. Maybe it'll emerge later on in the process. Sometimes you can just be blind for a particular brick and you've been searching through all these containers for hours and just overlook it time and again. The Wheel of Life happening right before people's eyes. Remember when DC was on top? Christopher Reeve as Superman and Keaton as Batman, and now they're at the bottom. Soon they can be on top again. But yeah, we never know. It all depends on the quality of storytelling. This is why they shouldn't do movies like Black Adam anymore, because the storytelling was terrible. It's just probably because Dwayne Johnson has, or used to have, a lot of weight in the industry. But I felt like watching Black Adam was like, yeah, this is over. Don't do this anymore. You're getting too old for this. And maybe even Henry Cavill is a little bit on the old side. If they want to do something new with Superman, you need an actor that can carry that franchise for 10 years. You can't do that with Henry Cavill because, yeah, it's going to be like Schwarzenegger. Towards the end, it's going to be a bit past his prime. I don't know. Although I do like him as an actor. I thought he was brilliant in The Witcher. It's too bad that he bowed out of that one to do Superman, and now Superman is canceled. It's a little weird seeing movies that aren't part of the new universe, but I get why they are starting over. Yeah, me too. Loved Shazam way more than Black Adam. Me too. Shazam was awesome. It was so funny, and it was the humor, and it's beyond me why they didn't tap into the comedic talent of Dwayne Johnson. It must have been Dwayne Johnson himself who was heavily involved in the production of Black Adam, who just doesn't realize that is his forte. And with Shazam, they totally did. It was so charming and it was so funny. Yeah, I can't wait to see the sequel to that. The Joker was gold, loved it, but they plan on making the sequel a musical. Yeah, really weird. Although, It's original, something new. Yeah, I watched it. The Joker wasn't one of my favorite movies, I have to say. It's a bit too. I don't know. I was a bit depressing. I've never been a fan of the Joker as a character either, so. Come to think of it, I've never really been a Batman guy. I don't know why. I'm more like the Joker. Like, why so serious? Superman for me always had a good mix of optimism and seriousness. But I'm still a bit baffled how they haven't been able to do a good even Man of Steel. It was interesting, but it wasn't my favorite Superman movie. Especially towards the end with all the destruction and the endless fights. Just a big CGI fest. It didn't appeal to me. I thought it was, again, not focusing on what makes Superman such an appealing hero. Superman doesn't need to be dark. You got Batman for that. The Rock has acting capabilities of a rock. Feels like both DC and Star Wars universe are sort of reworking, trying to re-identify themselves in a way. Yeah, Star Wars is evolving, I guess, more in an organic way. DC is just going to be a hard reboot. Star Wars is trying out different genres. They're bringing in new people, and I like how Star Wars is slowly, gradually changing, and the fans are very important in that. And I think they learned a lot from the feedback on Andor, and I hope that that's going to help them to get a better feel for what type of storytelling we desire. I'd like to have more Andor, but in combined with also the goofiness, the humor of Star Wars, and the I don't know. I like Andor, but I don't want the entirety of Star Wars to become Andor. If you see what I mean. Okay, this is the phase where I need Saint Anthony to help me find the elements, because clearly didn't do my job pre-sorting the bricks for this step, but we're getting there. Got two nice pillars that are going to go in the store. One and the other one here. Perfect. And then some more whites. Yep. Let's see. One. All right. Too demented, maybe. I mean, it was very well acted. It's just, Like the Joker is, for me, it's so nihilistic, and he's supposed to be that, but it's not the type of story that I gravitate towards. I like my superhero movies cheerful, optimistic. Not too gloomy. Okay. But on the other hand, Marvel is always at risk to make everything too lighthearted and not enough gravitas. So you don't want that either. All right. There we go. Ooh, this is interesting. Some technical Lego here. Not exactly sure what's supposed to happen here. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another one here. Okay. All right. Okay. Skip one and put the other one here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a technique to keep everything in place. Wow. Smart. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Didn't I need 4? Yeah, 3. Okay. And then that one should go here. Ah, oh, wow. Ooh. Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It doesn't fit. What did I do wrong? Oh, no, wait. This? No. No. I missed something. How? 1, 2, 3, 4. That one is there. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. Ah. Put it like this. No? How does that work? Like this? Ah, now I see. Oh. Fancy technique, dude. Whoa. Okay. I did not see that coming. All right. Now it fits. Whoa. That is some pretty advanced Lego stuff here. Cool. All right. What good Exorcist movies can you recommend? Recent ones are bland and just repetitive. I don't remember seeing a good one in ages. I have to say, that's the genre that I don't like to watch. I'm not a big fan of horror movies, because some of these movies are pretty realistic. The original Exorcist movie is actually quite good if you want to get a good idea of how a priest in those days, because the ritual has changed, but in those times how an exorcist would operate. That's a good one. I also heard that the Exorcism of Emily Rose apparently is also pretty good. And isn't there a movie with Hopkins, Anthony Hopkins? I don't know. I have to say I'm way too skittish, too scared to watch movies like that. I'd like to sleep at night. Hawkman. Oh, Hawkman in Black Adam. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. The girl with the tornadoes, that felt a bit derivative of the X-Men. Plus, I thought that she barely got any lines. It was again poorly written. And there's a twist in Black Adam as well, which they gave away in the bloody trailer. Why do they do that? I don't understand. All right. Ooh. I remember. I was missing a piece here. Apparently there has to be a clock on the wall, but I don't recall having seen that clock face. Ouch. Should be in here, but it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be a circle in brown, but completely flat. And the only ones I have a hole in the middle. So it's not those. And this is probably why I did not go beyond this step. I got stuck searching for that one piece. This has happened to me in the past as well. Sometimes when I deconstruct sets, I lose pieces. And then I have to order them online. And then usually when I get my order, that's when I find the missing piece. Nope, I don't have it. Anyway, I gotta go and cook dinner anyway, so I'm just gonna leave it at this. Just gonna show you very, very briefly how intricate this all is. I know it's not easy to see what I'm doing because, well, there you go. Let me see if I can help it to focus on this thing. Yay, there it is. So this is just the inside of the first floor. You've got a nice staircase, as you can tell. And then in the back is a staircase that leads to the second floor or first floor. There's some flowers. Yeah, it's going to be a really, really nice building, but it takes a long time before it starts to look like anything. Maybe I will finish the paneling here since we're at it. Um, 3 of these and 1 of these. Where does it go? Oh yeah, so of course this belongs to that clock that I can't find. And then there's this. And that goes here. I hope. Yeah. And then this one. What do I do with this one? 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's on the other side. Okay. Right here. Okay. I'll take a look at the author of the MOC has posted some photos over on his Instagram account. It's a Bolt Builds, BOLT Builds, if you want to take a look on Insta. So I may have to zoom in on some of his photos to see exactly how he wants me to do this clock. HBO is currently in production on June. The Sisterhood. Oh, cool. That's what I was talking about the other day on my podcast, on the break. I was conjecture at the time. I was like, okay, so we're going to have this second June movie, but I think that you need a television series based on the universe of June. So I'm excited to hear that that's actually what they are doing. Oh, yeah. So that's your reaction to my podcast. Cool. I did not know that. They wasted a character in Dr. Fate. Yeah, Brosnan was awesome. But again, way too good for a movie like this. He barely got anything worth working with. And the whole supposedly emotional thing that he did fell flat. Totally fell flat. Oh, the right. Yeah, so apparently the right is also pretty realistic. Awesome, you have the Horizon Zero Dawn Lego set. Yeah, you spotted it. It's right there. That's one of my next buildings, or my next builds, I should say. Yeah, I love Horizon. I love the design of that alien. Or alien. It's a robot dinosaur, but it's just awesome. And hey, Horizon Zero Dawn is a Dutch video game, so I'm extra proud of that franchise. I like the more recent Blade Runner film more than June. Maybe it's the pacing of June. It was very slow. It was very epic. It's 2 different types of movies. I also really loved what they did with Blade Runner. I hope they're going to do... I don't think they're going to do a sequel to the Blade Runner movie, although there is room for more stories, the way they set it up. But, yeah. It wasn't a commercial success, unfortunately. I love Blade Runner. But that's also nostalgia. All right. I'm going to make some dinner. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed this. If you want to check out the podcast that I was referring to, just look for The Break with Father Roderick, wherever you get your podcasts. And if I don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas. And but it's also pretty likely that I'll be back with more streaming in the days to come. So may the force be with you. Talk to you soon.